If your paycheck stopped tomorrow and your only plan is a savings account, you are not as safe as you think. A lot of people here build an emergency fund, do only that, and assume the problem is solved. It is not. Your emergency fund matters. It absolutely helps. But by itself, it will not save you from a weak system, bad habits, or expensive surprises. I'm not saying don't save cash. I'm saying cash is only one layer. And if you stop there, you can still feel broke, stressed, and one setback away from panic. Imagine the relief of never panicking about rent again. That feeling usually does not come from one account balance. It comes from a full setup that works together. So let's talk about the 5 mistakes that make people feel safe when they actually are not. And be honest with yourself while you watch this. If an emergency hit next month, would your money system hold up, or would it just look okay for a few weeks? The first mistake is treating the emergency fund like the whole plan. Alex is in his late 20s. He finally saved $3,000, and he feels proud. That part is good. But then his hours get cut at work, his rent is due, his car needs repairs, and he has a doctor bill he forgot about. Suddenly that $3,000 is not a shield. It is a countdown. Why does this matter? Because a single pile of cash cannot do every job. It cannot replace lost income for long, cover a high deductible, pay down high-interest debt, and grow your future at the same time. And this is where most people fail. They think money safety means one bucket. Real financial stability is multiple buckets with different jobs. Here's the simple version. Your emergency fund is your first responder, not your entire rescue team. The fix is simple. Step 1. Build a starter emergency fund if you have nothing. Even $1,000 is better than constantly swiping a credit card for every surprise. Step 2. Calculate your bare minimum monthly survival number. Rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments. Know the real number. Step 3. Aim to grow your emergency fund toward 3 to 6 months of essentials over time, not overnight. A common beginner trap is leaving all spare money in checking because it feels available. That usually turns emergency money into weekend money. Another trap is believing that once you hit a small savings goal, you can ignore the rest of your finances. One sentence recap: an emergency fund is a base layer, not a complete money plan. Now here's the part a lot of people miss. Even if you save the money, the second mistake is keeping it in the wrong place and managing it with zero structure. Alex hears he should save more, so he piles cash into the same regular bank account where his paycheck lands and his food delivery charges come out. For a month or two, it looks fine. Then little withdrawals start happening. $40 here. $70 there. A quick trip. A random subscription. Nothing dramatic. But the account is doing two jobs badly: spending and protecting. What nobody tells you is that location changes behavior. A high-yield savings account is not magic, but it creates separation. It pays more interest than a typical checking account, and more importantly, it makes your emergency money feel like protected money instead of leftover money. Quick recap so far: cash matters, but where you keep it matters too. Here's the 3-step fix. Step 1. Open a high-yield savings account for emergency savings only. Step 2. Name your automatic transfer and send money there every payday, even if it is small. Step 3. Keep your spending account and emergency account separate so you stop mentally treating them like one wallet. And yes, small amounts count. Automation and recurring transfers beat motivation almost every time. If you set up $25, $50, or $100 to move automatically, you remove the daily decision. That matters because discipline is unreliable when life gets busy. If you're learning, hit the like button to remember these tips. The beginner trap here is chasing a flashy rate, moving money constantly, or using the account like a revolving door. Safety works better when the system is boring. One sentence recap: the right savings account plus automation protects your cash better than willpower alone. Now let's get more uncomfortable, because the third mistake is hoarding cash while skipping the accounts that actually build long-term stability. Alex says, "I'll invest later when I feel secure." Years go by. He contributes nothing to his 401k, ignores his employer match, and tells himself he is being responsible because he is keeping money in cash. But here's the real problem. By trying to avoid short-term risk, he creates long-term risk. Inflation keeps moving. Retirement gets more expensive. Time keeps passing. Missing your employer match is like leaving about $1,500 free each year on the table. That number will vary, but the point is the same. If your job offers a match and you are not getting it, you are walking away from part of your compensation. And this is where most people fail. They think building wealth starts once they feel ready. For most beginners, it starts with very small automatic decisions made early. Here's the fix. Step 1. Contribute enough to your 401k to get the full employer match if one is available. Step 2. If you qualify and want tax-free withdrawals in retirement, learn the Roth IRA basics and open one after you capture the match. With a Roth IRA, you contribute money that has already been taxed, and qualified withdrawals in retirement can be tax-free. Step 3. Increase contributions gradually, not dramatically. Even 1% more from your paycheck can matter over time. Be honest. Are you holding cash because it is smart, or because investing feels scary? A common beginner trap is waiting until you make more money before starting. Another is assuming retirement accounts are only for rich people. They are tools, not status symbols. Here's a quick recap. Cash helps you survive a shock. Retirement accounts help future you avoid becoming the next emergency. Before we get to the fourth mistake, remember this: building a strong money life is not about choosing one thing. It is about giving each dollar a job. Mistake number 4 is the one even smart people fall for. We'll get there in a minute. Because once people finally decide to invest, they often make the fourth mistake: they invest like they are gambling, then panic the moment prices move. Alex opens an app, sees people online bragging about meme stocks, and thinks this is how normal investing works. He throws in money he might need, watches it jump, feels brilliant for 2 days, then watches it fall and sells in panic. Now he has stress, losses, and even less trust in himself. Why does this matter? Because emergency money and investing money are not the same money. Your emergency fund is there to stay stable and available. Your long-term investing money is there to ride out time. If you mix those jobs together, every market drop feels like a personal emergency. Here's the simple version. Safe money should stay safe. Growth money should stay invested long enough to grow. The 3-step fix is straightforward. Step 1. Keep your emergency fund in cash and your long-term investing money separate. Step 2. Use broad index funds so you get diversification instead of betting everything on one story. Step 3. Invest on a schedule and stop checking every tiny move. Even $25 per week in an index fund grows to about $10,000 in 10 years. That is illustrative, not guaranteed. The lesson is not that $25 makes you rich overnight. The lesson is that small, steady investing can become meaningful when time does the heavy lifting. Comment below which mistake you've made, it helps others avoid it too. The beginner trap here is obvious but powerful: meme stocks, hot tips, and panic selling. When you are new, boring is usually safer than exciting. Diversification will not make for dramatic screenshots, but it can help reduce the damage of being wrong on one company or one trend. One sentence recap: investing should feel organized and long-term, not like a casino with your rent money. Now let's talk about the 5th mistake, because this is the one that keeps people fragile even when they are doing a few things right. They ignore the support systems around the emergency fund and never build consistency. Alex finally has some savings. He started his 401k. He even stopped buying random meme stocks. Good progress. But then a medical expense hits, and he realizes he never learned how an HSA works, never reviewed his insurance basics, and still relies on memory instead of automation. What nobody tells you is that financial stress usually comes from gaps, not just low income. The gap between what your emergency fund covers and what real life costs. The gap between good intentions and automatic action. The gap between knowing better and actually setting things up. If you have access to an HSA through a qualified high-deductible health plan, learn the HSA benefits. It can offer powerful tax advantages for eligible medical expenses, and for some people it can also become a useful long-term account. But even if you never go that deep, understanding it can stop a medical bill from feeling like total chaos. Here's the 3-step fix. Step 1. Check whether you are eligible for an HSA and learn the rules before you need it. Step 2. Review your insurance deductibles and basic coverage so fewer surprises hit you blind. Step 3. Automate your money life beyond savings, bills, transfers, investing, and calendar check-ins once a month. If you do only one thing from this section, do this: stop relying on memory and build recurring systems. Now picture a split screen, Alex with $0 versus Alex with $10,000 savings. The Alex with $10,000 is clearly in a better spot. But if both versions of Alex have no plan, weak insurance awareness, no investing discipline, and no automation, both are still more fragile than they look. One just has a little more time before the stress shows up. A common beginner trap is thinking one good month means the system is fixed. Another is treating small wins like they do not count. They do. Celebrating small wins and consistency matters because behavior sticks better when progress feels real. Picture your future self thanking you for starting today. Quick recap so far: the goal is not just more cash. The goal is less chaos. So what does a stronger beginner setup actually look like? You build an emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. You automate recurring transfers. You get your 401k match if you have one. You learn the Roth IRA basics when you are ready for the next step. You use diversified index funds for long-term investing. You understand HSA benefits if you are eligible. And you stop confusing "I saved something" with "I built a system." Ask yourself one honest question tonight: if money got tight next month, which part would fail first? Your cash cushion? Your habits? Your investing plan? Your medical backup? That answer tells you what to fix next. And here's the good news. You do not need a perfect plan by Friday. You need the next right move. Open the account. Turn on the transfer. Capture the match. Buy the boring fund. Review the deductible. Repeat next month. Because if you do not fix this, your income may keep rising while your stress stays exactly the same. A weak system can make almost any paycheck feel too small. A stronger system does the opposite. It buys breathing room. It buys options. It buys time. If this video made you slightly uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is useful if it pushes you to act. And if this helped, hit subscribe for more beginner-friendly finance guides. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Please consult a certified financial planner for personalized guidance.